and come with me on a journey through time and space. This is Esoterica and Nonsense. Have you ever heard of Edgar Cayce, the medium, the psychic, the man who was able to diagnose people, predict the future, talk to angels, all while asleep? Edgar Cayce is known as the man who diagnosed illnesses, cured people, all while having a nap. Let me tell you about Edgar Cayce. He would enter a trance, he would fall into a deep sleep, and he would wake up having diagnosed someone's sickness and even give them a remedy. Some people called him the sleeping prophet. Others believed he was a con man. But one thing is for certain, nobody could explain what he did, and it defied the beliefs of science and the beliefs of the people of the United States. Edgar Cayce was born in Kentucky in the late 1800s. He was born into a poor Christian family, and he had a deeply mystical life from childhood. According to Edgar Cayce, he would see spirits and angels. He also claimed to talk with his dead grandfather. Creepy child? Perhaps. My dream child? Yes. Allegedly, one day when Edgar Cayce was at school, he had a test and he had not studied. And so he ended up falling asleep and allegedly spoke with an angel. And this angel gave him every answer to this test. And so when he woke up, he filled out his test with the answers he had been given, and he aced the test. He got them all right. So, as time went on, a big shift occurred for Edgar Cayce. He lost his voice due to laryngitis, and a doctor could not help. So, he decided to put himself into a trance state, a deep sleep like state. And in this sleep, he was able to diagnose himself as his wife was there recording his answers. And his diagnosis was correct, and he was able to cure his laryngitis. After that, word spread. He started doing readings. He started having divinations. People were coming to the house and lining up to receive diagnoses and future predictions from Edgar Cayce. He would lie down and enter a trance, and his wife would ask the questions and transcribe his answers. They were detailed treatments, herbs, regimens, even timelines for recovery. And he did this for people he had never met before, people who would travel far and wide to meet with him in his own living room. He gave over 14,000 readings in his life. Many involved health. However, some were otherworldly. Edgar Cayce talked about past lives. He talked about the idea of karma, of reincarnation. He claimed that Atlantis was very real. He claimed that souls would choose their bodies before birth, and that illnesses were often the echo of a spiritual imbalance. He didn't remember most of what he said while he was in his trance state, but he always prayed before he would go into his trance. He saw himself as a servant of God, not a guru. And that's what makes him so special. He was trying to just be himself. He wasn't trying to be famous, and he wasn't trying to proselytize. He didn't charge outrageous fees. He didn't want to be seen as a magical man. He wanted to be seen as a regular guy. But his work was very magical, and it still inspires spiritual seekers, mystics, and medical intuitives to this day. He even predicted many things into the future, such as the economic crash of the 1920s, World War II. He also believed that the city of Atlantis would rise from the depths of the ocean at some point in the future. So, The next time you hear someone say that intuition isn't real, or perhaps psychic downloads aren't real, or perhaps magic doesn't exist, tell them about Edgar Cayce. If you want more, I have a full episode on the sleeping prophet on my podcast. Check it out.